guys, it's Kathy, and I'm back with another Flashback Friday. And again, hopefully, this will be the last time I have to record this. I got kind of stuck in the middle of a group chat online, and my phone and my computer kept buzzing, and I was just like, I can't really cut that out, so I'm just going to start over again. And I forgot to kind of mention a few things in my last one, so I'm just kind of doing this in real time just to show you that I have those clouds, and they are cut files from the Just Nick cut file shop, and I will put the link in the description below. And that I'm using the Little Boy collection from Echo Park from 2010, and that makes me happy that I'm using up some 6-year-old collection. And I had a few requests to see if I could go further back, and the only issue is I don't have anything older because I didn't start scrapbooking till after my first son was born, and that was in 2009. So I didn't really get into scrapbooking really big until like 2009, 2010. So I feel like I've been doing it forever, but I guess I haven't. I've only been doing it for about 6 years. But yeah, so I don't have any super old stuff, but I am trying in this series to not just scrapbook old stuff, but sometimes scrapbook stuff that like a lot of stuff before was, oh, I'm gonna go back into real time. Okay, there we go, speed up time. Anyway, I'm using blue gelatos to kind of emphasize around around my clouds, and I backed all my cut files with different pattern paper. Each one has a different pattern behind it. And I was just saying that one of my other goals, not just to use up my old stash for this series, but to also use up a lot of stuff that might have been maybe considered vintage or a little bit more retro, because that used to kind of be the style, and it kind of has changed a little bit, and we're not going with that kind of style anymore. So that's another one of my goals. So if you have a lot of older stash, but it's in that kind of style, then this series might still help. So an easy way to use up some of your stash is to back cut files with it, which is what I did. So, I mean, you know, I've used up quite a few papers now. I haven't used them up completely, but in some cases I've used them up enough that there's probably just scraps. So they're probably all I would be doing was, I don't know, making cards with them or backing more cut files with them or something. Using them for a mixed media project, anything. Anyway, I'm just going to back my pictures with two little strips of paper, like not much. And they're pictures of my youngest son. It was really kind of odd to me that I'm using a collection that I bought for my oldest son that I didn't really use to scrapbook him, but now I'm using it to scrapbook my youngest. Anyway, it works with his outfit and with what's going on in the scene, which is just him, but the sun's kind of shining down on him, and the sun is setting and it's beaming across his face. And so I kind of had this idea of like the sun in the sky and everything like that. And I love the way that the pictures just tuck into the clouds. And I'm not putting the pictures on foam, but the clouds are on foam, but just very thin, fun foam. So there's just enough room for the pictures to tuck under. So I think that works fine. And so I backed one with some plaid, and I backed this other one with just the green polka dot. And I don't want it showing on all four sides. Like, I don't want it to be a complete mat. So I did end up using it as a complete mat. And I do end up covering that red cloud. So I'm using the sticker sheet. And there's a lot of trucks and cars and trains and everything, but there were a few planes. And that was the one that I picked to use. Now, the sticker is cream, but it still works, because a trick I had read sometime was if you're working with white and cream and you're feeling like it's going in, it's not working, I was always told to add more white. Like if you're finding it's getting there's too much cream going on, or it's just not working out, the trick is to add a bit more white. So the clouds are white, the background is white. So this cream sticker, like this one cream sticker, doesn't look like very much. It's not taking away. It's not looking too weird. Because I mean, I'm just like everybody else. I really don't like adding white and cream together all the time. But if you add the cream in a small amount, it doesn't get bad. It doesn't look bad at all. So I'm adding stars simply because there were stars on the sticker sheet and they're really cute. I like the colors and they match well. Not that there would be stars in the middle of the daytime with the clouds. So on the sticker, it's got one of those like dashed lines to kind of show that the plane was in motion, and I really liked that. And I suddenly decided, oh, let's just draw right on the layout without even thinking it through. So I'm debating if I wanted to go the whole way or just go like straight across and do a couple of straight across, or if I want to zoom all around the layout to look like it started at the bottom and went all the way to the top. So that's how I decide I do want to do it. So it's going to go from the bottom right-hand corner to the top left-hand corner. And it's just going to kind of zoom around the stars and do some different loop-de-loops. And I really like how this turned out. I'm glad I didn't mess it up too much. And this is a really, really easy, cute little thing to do on your layout. And it adds a lot. I think it adds a lot to it. It kind of brings it all together. It's combining it all together now. It's keeping it all. I don't know. I don't know what the word it is, and I don't know. It's bringing harmony to the layout and connecting everything. So I really like that. And I'm going to use these stickers, and I'm just having like the worst time with them. And it's really silly. The reason I'm having the worst time is because I don't want two greens like on the same side right together. I don't want two blues on the same side right together. So I'm just kind of being silly and losing my mind over that. So I guess the title, there's not really a title. Like I didn't do a separate title, even though there's tons of letter stickers. I'm not a big letter sticker person. I usually like to use stickers, so I don't even end up with a separate title. I just end up using Sweet Silly Little Boy as my title. So I'll have to figure out a way to use those word stickers, those letter stickers, on something else. So here's where I'm going to bring in some new stuff to add in with my old stuff. I'm going to bring in some Chamel Starshine. I really love her collection. It's very reminiscent of this kind of collection that I had. So she's a designer that I like because she does do kind of retro, and I still like retro stuff. Like I've always loved retro style. So stuff from like the 60s and 70s and color schemes and different things like that. So it's right up my alley. The fonts and the images and everything. So I found some acetate, and I'm just going to stick the acetate down with my tape runner. Excuse me, guys. My throat. And so, yeah, you can see through it, but you can see that it's there. I love that blimp, but it's just too big, and I'll save him for another day. But I like the other little plane that says amazing. And I like those balloons, but I do end up moving them and putting them somewhere different. And putting that globe that's tucked up in the corner, I put it somewhere different too. But I do end up leaving them on the layout. So, by the way, when I did this layout, the cut file is just 4 different clouds. So I took them, I reversed some of them so that they were facing in a different direction, and I welded them together, and then I did 2 where I grabbed the clouds themselves, but I deleted the pattern in the middle and just made an outline so that I could put, like you can see the polka dot one and the one up there in the top with like a little green plane in it. That's just an outline, so I could put a big chunk of pattern paper in those. So I like these little clusters of clouds and how they turned out. And I decided I want to back my paper, which is something I do when I feel like objects are just kind of floating off. It just kind of felt like it was very airy, which I really liked, and that was a goal I was going for. But there's something sometimes when it just looks really unfinished, or like everything's just kind of floating off the page, and I need to bring it all back in. I don't know how to describe that any better than how I'm describing it, but in those instances, I will back my my layout. And I can't talk tonight. Oh, anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. And I did cut out the middle. Yes, I'm trying to use up old stuff, but I really loved that plaid on the other side. Like, I know I'm going to use that plaid sometime. So I didn't want to get rid of it completely, but I still wanted to use the green. So, you know, everyone knows the old trick of cutting out the middle. So I did that. And I think I keep shopping around a few things after this. And I know my video cuts out before I get a chance to show that I took my roller phrase stamp and I put some phrases around on top of the dashed lines so that and I did like screw up one or two of them too. So, and of course I have to leave them in now because they're in. So I did that. I don't think there's any journaling on this layout. But yeah, so just to let you know that you'll see that in the pictures in the end. So yeah, but that's about it. I really like this layout. It's super kind of whimsical and cute, and I enjoy doing stuff like this sometimes. So pictures are coming up, and thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.